Hi everyone, so today I'm outside because it is far too noisy inside. Yesterday I had my orthodontist appointment and it was actually 3 months between appointments, which is really weird. It's supposed to be only 6 weeks, so a month and a half, but I guess over the summer it was just really busy, so I only went in after 3 months almost, because the last appointment was mid-June, right before we went on our trip. And so it was quite the wait between. I was hoping to get a bit more done than they actually did, which was absolutely nothing. But next appointment, hopefully there will be some changes. So I went in and they looked at my teeth and basically decided that although they could probably tie in the 4 teeth that are not tied in, it's better for us to wait until my next appointment, which will be September 25th. So just over 1 month, I guess. So 1 long appointment and 1 short appointment. But one thing that they did do is they changed out the springs. They didn't change the wire. They literally kept the same wire, which I thought was kind of weird, but whatever. So that the gauge of it wasn't changed at all. Just the springs that are on the top teeth and the bottom teeth were changed. So yesterday was when they actually did that, and then today I couldn't sleep last night and then had to basically take painkillers because it was so bad. And this morning I haven't been able to eat basically anything. I've been stuck on my smoothie diet again, which it's a good thing that we have one of the good blenders. We have a Vitamix, because that means that I can actually eat stuff. I make a smoothie with some sort of berry, usually it's strawberry or cherry, and then just throw in some either vanilla or chocolate protein powder. And I use the frozen berries, and that way it blends up with, I usually use milk because milk gives you a bit more nutrition than water would. And right now, like I said, I can't really eat anything. We went out to dinner last night and I tried having just some fettuccine, and even trying to eat that was just too much. So I'm, like I said, back to my protein smoothie only diet. I'm not sure how long that'll last for. My teeth were still really sore today, which, I mean, it hasn't even been 24 hours, so that's not surprising, but they were really sore this morning, and I took more painkillers because it was just so bad that I wanted to rip them all off. Now I understand why my sister actually ripped hers all off when she was a teenager, because they hurt a lot when you first get them adjusted, or adjusted certain ways, I guess. So basically, again, they didn't even change the width of the springs. They just put new ones on, because I guess over time they do get compressed and therefore don't put as much pressure on, as well as when your teeth move. Then if the springs, they usually cut them to be precisely as wide as the gap there. So when your teeth start to move back or separate, then they need to put longer springs in to actually fit the gap, to push your teeth apart even further. So he decided basically that although there would maybe be enough space there to start turning the 2 that are on the top that are sideways and to tie in the bottom 2, he figured that it would be better to wait until the next appointment, which is in 5 weeks, and then at that time I'll get the brackets on the top 2 and also tie in the ones that are on the bottom. So my type of braces are the diamond braces, which means that I don't get the funky colored elastics to put on them, because those normally are there to hold on the wire, but these ones are little clamps. So that's one thing that I guess I don't really get to do, as well as with these, you don't have the option of having the ceramic ones that kind of blend into your teeth. So I'm stuck pretty much with just the metal. One other thing that did get changed was the elastics that I have. I started off with small ones, which are called quail, and then they switched them this time to kangaroo ones, which the difference between the two is that the quail ones are much thinner, and I found that they broke really easily. Like if I yawned or opened my mouth too wide, they would break. But these ones are much thicker, and those are actually used to pull my bottom jaw forward. I had a 4mm overbite, I guess. So what it does is it makes you get used to having your jaw in the forward position. So it literally pulls your bottom jaw forward and puts pressure on it so that it stays there. So when you have the little elastics, it's actually working on getting you used to having your jaw in a different position. And then when you have the thicker elastics, what it does is it holds it in that position so that you're now used to that position, but now it makes sure that you don't move even slightly from that position. What else is there? A few tips for if you do end up getting braces or have braces. I saw or watched a couple videos about braces ever since, before getting them as well as after getting them. And somebody said, number one, that people aren't going to notice braces. Basically, you are going to be the only one that notices that you have braces, which is a total lie. Like, it's obvious when people have braces versus don't have braces. Do people actually care? No. But it is noticeable, so it's not something that people are just going to skip over. Number two would be another thing that was mentioned in some of them was that you'll get rid of your slur that you end up getting when you first have the hardware in your mouth. You'll get used to it and then you'll be able to talk normally, which isn't always the case. Like with the springs here, as I said in previous videos, it kind of sticks right where my lips are supposed to close. So my lip, which you'll notice a lot while I try and talk, does get stuck on it, and it makes it sound like I'm drunk some of the time. So I try and make sure that I always have lip balm with me, because that actually helps when you are talking or doing anything. Basically, your lips dry out a lot easier, I find, when I can't fully close my mouth. So I need to have lip balm, or else my lips will actually get stuck to the springs a lot more, and then I start sounding like I'm drunk. A third tip would be to always make sure to brush your teeth. I know that dentists normally say that you have to brush your teeth after every meal, but most people, I don't think, actually do that. You don't go, if you're in high school, you don't normally go to the bathroom and brush your teeth at lunchtime or, at break. And when you're at work, typically you don't do that either, unless you've had garlic or onion or something like that, or figure that you have something stuck in your teeth. But when you have braces, it's especially important to floss as well as to brush pretty much after every meal or as often as you can. Even if you're in high school, you should probably try, sneaking out, and it'll be kind of weird. Even at work, it'll be kind of weird to be caught in the bathrooms just brushing your teeth. But it is important because you do have the glue that's on your teeth that's holding the brackets on, and that's protecting certain parts of your teeth from coffee, tea, wine, that kind of stuff, all the food that stains your teeth. And then when you go to get your braces off, you're going to end up having, white spots where the glue and brackets were, and then the rest of your teeth are going to be kind of a darker yellow. So you really need to make sure to brush your teeth. And that would bring me to the point number 4, which would be to try and cut down on any red wine that you drink, or like the darker teas or coffee, because those things can stain your teeth. Blueberries as well can stain your teeth. And again, if you have braces on, even if you're brushing your teeth, it'll still kind of stain a little bit. So try to avoid those foods as much as possible, or drinks as much as possible. I know sometimes it's hard to avoid caffeine when you really, really need it to get through your day, but you should try drinking a little bit less of it, or even switching to herbal teas like green tea. I think is generally better for, it does give you caffeine, but it will not change the color of your teeth as much. And then the last thing, number 5, would just be to try and use a whitening toothpaste as well as a whitening mouthwash while you do have your braces on, so that when they come off, they are pretty much even colored or more even colored. Obviously, you will have some discoloration, but you want to try and minimize the difference between the two. Alright, so if you have any other questions or comments, you can leave them down below. If you want to see more videos on braces, I will post it literally saying that it's for braces, so that you can skip the rest of my videos, because this channel is for my entire life. And so that way you will be notified only basically when there's braces, if that's all you're interested in. Alright, see you next week.